We are the keepers of the flame, the sacred order. Let the ceremony begin.
And today, Faithful Acolytes, we take a look at this. And what this is, from Rising Smokes Sussworks, it is the Pineapple Oasis. You can see we have a lot of pulpy matter in there. And that's because we start with crushed pineapple. Oh boy, let's see if we can pull this in. Start with crushed pineapple. And then more pineapple juice. And ascorbic acid. Vitamin E, I guess. Vinegar. Oh, vitamin A too. We have ahi pepper mash, agave syrup, coconut vinegar, fire roasted yellow peppers, lime juice, ginger puree, and salt. So as I mentioned in the written review available down in the description down below, right there, this sauce reads to me a lot like ginger, but you can see, look right here how liquidy. You can see the pulp, and you can see right here we've got liquid. So the separation of this sauce is pretty pronounced. Let's get a good look. I'm finally getting lime. I have not gotten lime before prior to this, and I'm getting lime. But you can see, so what I was talking about in that written review was you get the pulp, and then you get a whole lot. It's like an island in a sea of juices here. And that's, I think, pretty much what we have here. It looks really nice, though. Very light tropical sort of yellow to it. Little bits and pieces of, I'm going to assume those are the, I don't know if it's fire roasted yellow bell pepper skin or what the brown particles are exactly. Could be something with pineapple, but it does look very nice. So I got, in that, just when I was licking my finger there, I got a little bit of lime, I got a little bit of pineapple juice, and of course ginger. So let's get on into this and see what we get with the spoonful. Ginger, pineapple, a little bit of lime, and mostly that. There's a very slight degree of heat to it, but ahi peppers are pretty mild, so there's not really a lot of that. I feel like this would be good in a drink. I should have had a drink for today. But all I've got instead is some Zaxby's chicken strips. Look at how small these are compared to the ones I usually have. This is why I don't go to restaurants very often for chicken strips. But you can see, so there it is on the plate, and you can see it's separating right out of the gate. This, I think, would be really good in drinks. Nice and pulpy, it's light, effervescent. The sourness of the vinegar just sort of makes this from becoming too sweet. It reads a lot as a pineapple juice heavily spiked with fresh ginger. This would be really good in like a kombucha. That's what I should have had. Oh, why wasn't I thinking? There's a GT, I think, makes it. There's a kombucha out there called gingerberry. This would have been really good in that. I didn't see the problem here is that it's not picking up the sauce well at all. It's almost like I'm moving it around as much as I'm getting it on the chicken. It doesn't stick well to things. It's honestly kind of a pain to use as a dipping sauce, if I'm being honest. They're calling this Asian food, which I mentioned, pork. Saying put this on a dessert. I don't know what dessert this would go with, but I guess you could. Ginger and apple goes together pretty well. You could put it on an apple pie, maybe. To me, it's going to work really well in drinks. Asian food, I don't know. Some of them I think would be okay. Some of them I think would get in the way. And who needs that, right? Rising smoke I've heard a lot about. And I think they came up with something that's interesting, but I don't know how useful it actually is. I think I actually kind of enjoy it best just straight. I mean, it wasn't bad on the chicken strips, but it's such a pain to use. It's just because it separates so much. So you have this really watery juice that doesn't like to hold on things. And you've got this pulp, a lot of pulp, that, oh, this would be really good in like a slurricane. But you got this pulp that it's nice, it's fine, but it's hard to get that to stay stuck on food. But if you're thinking like I do sometimes that a lot of sauces that have ginger in them just don't have enough ginger presence, this one turns that pretty notably on its head. I mean, the heat it's there, it's noticeable, but it's not, I don't know, maybe a little bit more than a cayenne sauce. I mean, it's really, really low range. They're calling this a blistering char on their fire scale, which is not the case. You know, hot sauces with their fire, like I would put this at the very, very low range of things. The ahi lemon drops, I think, are a good flavored pepper, but they are certainly not bringers of heat. So this sauce has very little of it. I think I gave it a 1. I'd say a 1 is probably about where this falls. But I like the idea of this, I think, more than I like the sauce. It again, is just really kind of a puree. And they mentioned hints of coconut. I have yet to get coconut out of this. Coconut, I think, is actually too subtle of a taste to show up in here. Ginger and pineapple are definitely the stronger presence, for sure. And I'm not quite sure what the roasted yellow bell is contributing here either, other than maybe a little bit of runniness, which it already has plenty of. So it's an interesting sauce, but like I said, I think if you're looking for, a sauce to go more in drinks, this would be the one to look at. As far as an everyday usage sort of thing, to me the flavor is a little bit too far outside of what I want, and it's also just a touch too sloppy, I think, to be used regularly, just for me personally. So, but it was interesting. It definitely is I can't think of another sauce quite like this one. So, kudos for that. But there it is, the Rising Smoke pineapple Oasis hot sauce.
Now go forth in peace to serve the flame.